Well, good morning. It's good to have you join this morning. We're closing out our week here, Friday, and we're looking at great is. Great is today God's power. Certainly, we could spend months on this topic, no doubt, but just a few minutes want to look at a verse here in Psalm 147. And the first part is verse number 5. The first half of that is great is our Lord. We saw that earlier this week. And of great power. Power, strength. Um, and of course, as we see in strength, we look at creation by the word of his power where the heavens formed, and light and darkness, and all the things God just spoke into existence. And he is of great power, of great strength, and also of great strength to deliver. We'll look at another verse in Psalm 145, sorry, 1, Psalm 59, there we go. Oh my goodness. Looking at the 147 chapter there. So Psalm 59 verse 16 states this, but I will sing of thy power, thy strength. Yea, I will sing aloud of thy mercy in the morning, for thou hast been my defense and refuge in the day of my trouble. Often I think we ask the Lord to take away our troubles instead of, as this verse we see God as our defense and refuge, a place to have shelter in the day of trouble. We want our troubles. I don't know anybody who wakes up in the morning, at least in a right frame of mind, saying, "Man, I can't wait for some difficulties and trials today." I certainly don't pray for difficulties and trials, and maybe that's spiritually mature of me, but I don't see the pleasure in that. Now, I know the Lord sends those for my benefit, absolutely. I don't disagree with that at all. But as we look at this verse, great is the Lord's power. Great is the Lord, verse 5 of chapter 147 of Psalm, and of great power, of great strength. I mean, he created, he delivered Israelites by his great power, separating the Red Sea, the Jordan River, and letting them walk through on dry land. He delivered when they were countless times they were outnumbered by the enemy, and of his great power, strength that he delivered them. Obviously, God was not exhausted after that. But what he continually wanted to show, especially his nation Israel, was that he had the power to do so. Now let's translate that to us. How does God show his power and strength? Well, in every day, as we trust in him, have our confidence in him, a reliance on him. We can live the Christian life in one of two ways. We can live in our own strength and our own power. And we may do okay for a while, but eventually what's going to happen is we are going to falter and we're going to fail. We do not have the strength in and of ourselves to live the life that is holy unto the Lord and that honors Lord of our own strength. We just cannot. We are commanded to walk in the Spirit, Galatians 5:16. And we shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Put away the old deeds after the old man and put on the new man, which is after Christ, in righteousness and true holiness. We cannot do it of ourselves in our own strength. We need God's strength. We need to rely upon his strength. And by the way, I don't believe the Lord ever intended for us, nor did he purpose for us to try to haphazardly go through this life on our own strength, and one day we miss it, one day we're good, and so on and so forth, and be so inconsistent. No, to the contrary, I believe the Lord desired for us to be constant and victorious in our Christian life. Just because things are going smooth does not mean it's victorious. Just because everything's okay, and when we think of God's power and strength, doesn't mean that he's going to obliterate all of our enemies and we're never going to have any problems. And it's like this great big force shield in front of us that's just going to keep everything away from us. No, we have the wrong perception then of God and of what his purpose is for us. Great is our Lord. We saw that. And of great power. No one can stand before him and do anything that God does not allow. I will sing of thy power. Hey, are you reliant upon God's strength today? Upon his power? God is all powerful, absolutely. But you realize that even as God is all powerful, we can still hinder him by living in disobedience and defiance to his word. We need God's strength to live as we ought. Thanks for joining me today. We'll see you tomorrow.